66 million years ago, the worst day in the history of life was dawning. The killer came from the south at a sharp angle, hurtling toward Earth at 3 times the speed of a bullet. The impact carried more explosive power than 10 billion atomic bombs. For over 20 minutes, the entire Earth grew hotter than a boiling oven as molten debris rained down, igniting global wildfires. Resulting quakes are thought to have triggered volcanic eruptions globally. The final blow came as giant dust clouds shrouded the Earth, starving life of sunlight for 15 years. Charred landscapes turned to frozen wastes. In the aftermath, 75% of all species went extinct, but a lucky few somehow made it through. Crocodiles, which can go months without food, took to the water and were mostly unscathed. Critically, our tiny, shrew-like mammal ancestors survived by doing what they did best: hiding in the safety of the shadows. So, how would we fare if we faced the same apocalypse? What if the same asteroid struck again, in the same place at the same angle? In a flash, Central America and the southern United States would be vaporized. 100 million people would perish in seconds. The sound of the impact alone would be enough to kill anyone standing 1,500 kilometers away. Within minutes, magnitude 9 to 11 earthquakes would ripple across the Earth, stronger than any in recorded history. Giant 100-meter-tall tsunamis would scour the coasts and flood 100 kilometers inland, enough to drown over 3 billion people. For anyone far away, the quaking would send a violent message: get underground before the molten rains came. There are millions of fallout shelters around the world. Underground cities could provide safe haven for millions. Between these and other makeshift shelters like mines and subways, conceivably, billions could survive the initial blast. But, assuming they weren't destroyed in the violent quakes, few shelters are designed to be self-sufficient for months or years. Fiery debris and acid rain would fall from the sky, making open-air activity deadly for a long time. Only a small number of high-tech doomsday bunkers, built by world governments and the ultra-rich, would offer long-term protection. The ultra-rich have already prepared, gaining New Zealand citizenship and building luxury bunkers with years of supplies. The biggest challenge to survival, however, would be the long game. A massive dust cloud would devastate crops worldwide. Over time, food reserves would run out, water would be poisoned by toxic rain, and famine could kill billions. In this harsh new world, some could adapt by harvesting fungi, which don't need sunlight and grow rapidly after fires. With ingenuity, small groups could survive through rationing, scavenging, and makeshift farming. Yet life would be a shadow of what it once was. Without warning, our chances would be grim. But if we knew it was coming, how could we prepare? In September 2022, NASA's DART satellite slammed into a tiny asteroid 11 million kilometers away, successfully slowing its orbit by 32 minutes. This was proof we now have the power to save our planet from catastrophe. But not all space rocks are the same. NASA's asteroid was tiny compared to the dinosaur killer, over 10 kilometers wide and bigger than Mount Everest. Moving one that size is a much bigger problem. Impacting it risks breaking it into smaller, equally deadly pieces. Surgical methods might be a safer bet. Some propose using lasers to push an object onto a new trajectory. Others have suggested attaching large solar sails to drag the asteroid into a different orbit. Thankfully, astronomers have mapped all asteroids over 1 kilometer wide, and none threaten Earth soon. Anything from the asteroid belt would give us years to prepare. But what if we missed one? What if one appeared suddenly from outside our solar system with little warning? We would need a backup plan. We could build self-sustaining armored habitats designed to withstand raining meteorites and severe quakes. Mine shafts and deep caves could be repurposed into underground cities, powered by nuclear reactors sustaining vertical farms. The world's 20,000 kilometers of subway tunnels could be transformed into tunnel cities, theoretically housing over 1 billion people. Seeds, livestock, and data would be critical to preserve. Fortified vaults could be placed around the world, guarding their treasures. The most vital resource to save would be water. To shield it from acid rain, deep, acid-resistant water silos could be dug and sealed. To grow food with limited resources, humans could turn to algae farming. While not appetizing, algae is efficient, thrives in low light, and can be farmed vertically with little land. And if all else failed, with years to prepare, there would be one last Hail Mary: to leave Earth from a small colony on the moon. A chosen few could watch the disaster from afar, unsure if they would ever return. But just like our ancestors, we could cling on, clearing a path for a prosperous new age of life.